And now, your local forecast.
We have a very special episode today. I'm joined by my co-host Cheese Stray, and we have Godlands. Welcome.
Woo!
Thanks for coming
I
in.
wooed myself.
Love
Thanks
that.
for having me.
I can't believe you live so close to the studio.
Literally 3 minutes away. It was the easiest drive ever.
So we're going to have you regularly. Is that?
Yes.
Okay, great. Awesome.
In other words,
Yeah. Well,
I'm coming in, I'm knocking in, I'm like, hey, me again.
no, we're going to give you a key. We've sorted
Yes, amazing.
it. But actually, you're about to jet out, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, yeah, about
Yeah?
a month.
About a
Month's
month?
time.
Okay. Oh, I could fit in one more episode.
June, wait. What's it? What are we in? May.
Almost June. End of May.
Almost June. Okay, July. I'm heading off.
Okay, where are you going? Where are you heading?
I'm going to Belgium, Tomorrowland.
Oh, lucky you. Because I
know.
just saw the Lost Lands announcement. I wasn't sure if you were going to the States or if...
Yeah, so I'm doing the States in August, and then August, September, and maybe the start of October. So yeah,
good.
hanging there for a month or so,
That's so
month and a half. But yeah, heading off to Tomorrowland first, which I'm very lucky to be a part of because I did it last year as well.
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say.
I didn't expect to, get the invite again. So
You're part of
love
the family
that.
now. Yeah.
Part of the family, yep. And a better time slot, so that's always good.
Do you know already when you're going to play?
Yes.
Is that public information or not?
No, not
'Cause I think
until the timetables come out.
Because I think you were pretty early last time.
Yeah, I was one of. I reckon I was like 2 till 3, but I'm like 4 till 5. So a couple of spots ahead.
yeah.
Love
That's
that.
a good time.
Yeah, it is. It's really good actually because when I played last year, it was 35 degrees Celsius,
Whoa.
like blazing hot. And Australian festivals, we know how to do it. And it was very reminiscent of an Australian festival. And the only people out in the sun were Australians.
Yeah.
And everyone else was under the pergola thing, and still dancing along. But yeah, all the Aussies out there with the flags. I was just like, yeah,
How good.
that makes so much sense.
How good.
Yeah, it was
so
awesome. I literally say every time I talk about Tomorrowland, it's just like Disneyland on acid.
Yeah.
It's unreal the magnitude of that festival.
Yeah.
Each stage it has everything going on. Like you don't see like a normal festival stage. What's it called? Like the
Like the
building. What are they called? Like the fucking.
like where they put the pictures up of the DJs.
Yeah,
and
but
that.
it's like all the scaffolding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You don't see scaffolding.
No,
it's
it's
an
like
art
it's
set, yeah.
actual stage designs.
I've seen it through YouTube, but I think both of you have played there, right?
I haven't played Tomorrowland. I played Tomorrowland, which
What's
is
that?
the American version. So
Ah.
what happens is they take the stage from Belgium and then they pack it down and they take it to
How?
America.
Honestly, well,
Yeah.
I was talking to some of the people there and they said it takes at least 9 months to organise,
Yeah, I bet.
let alone build.
It's
So
not a
I think
small
it
thing.
takes like 2 months to build at
Yeah.
least. Yeah, it's crazy.
It was like
And
a
that's
little pop-up city, right?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, they have a thing called Dreamville. Is it the same at Tomorrowland or is that it's the camp where everybody stays? I think it's the same for Tomorrowland as well. And I was really lucky because I got to play at Dreamville's. So it was the opening night. The best thing was the only stage. They have one stage in the camp, which is still
Nice.
massive. It was a big moon face. And everyone at the festival goes to the opening party. So it was bigger than main
Crazy.
stage. Well, it was the
Yeah.
equivalent of main stage.
Well, I feel
Yeah.
like Day Zero is a thing now. Like, if they have a 3-day festival, like
Oh,
Day
yeah.
Zero counts
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You head in
So
and you're
nice.
already ready
Take us
to
with
go.
you.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
Yeah, come on.
You need
Extra
crew?
baggage.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome to see someone from our city, doing big things. That's
Yeah.
I've kind of kept
crazy.
like I've been not like following your journey from afar, like the whole way. I don't know how close we are in age, but I know you were playing all the clubs that I was attending to and what got me into all this music. I was just talking about it before, how you remember Trapped?
Yeah.
All that EC and that. Like I was a punter.
I ran it.
Yeah, well, where's my invite? Fuck. I was a punter the whole time. And I feel like it was such a special moment for so many people. I think we've all aged a little bit since then. So the scene here has changed quite a bit.
Totally.
But is there anything you can talk about at that pocket of time?
Oh my God. Okay, so Trapped 2010. So it started off with Riley. He brought it to EC and then we bought it from him. So 2010, let's just go back to 2010. 2010 was like literally the birth of hybrid trap or trap as we like know it now. Like RL Grime, Bauer, Yellow Claw,
Floss.
Flosstradamus, huge back in those days. And it really, I don't know, I feel like the scene back in those, the kids just wanted to go hard. And it was very much about the bass music back in those days. And nowadays it's obviously different. It's very much house, tech house, that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, back in those days it was just, it was crazy. It was just no holds barred. Everyone just.
I was the kid in the crowd going crazy. So yeah, I know.
Bit like, is this legal?
I remember, I think it was one show with Mayhem and Anti-Serum.
Yeah.
And they had just dropped one of their big records. I can't remember the one, but oh, dude, at that point, and like EC was this little pocket and you're in the corner in the basement and there's a big pole in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Dude, and then you'd have people on there, it would be like seating, but everyone's standing on that shit and it's just like a fucking riot in there.
It was. And it's clubs like EC and stuff like that that were bringing that type of music to Adelaide.
Yeah.
And it was one of the forefronts in that genre, which is great. And all the big guys were coming here. Boombox Cartel, Dylan Francis, Diplo, like huge artists.
Do you remember, it would be like, I remember the Zomboy show and the Floss shows. It was like you had to go line up at 8 and you couldn't leave.
4 hour long.
I remember we got sent up to Rocket to line up and then you wait and then you come down the stairs.
Yeah.
And then once you're in, you can't leave.
No.
If you go have, I remember mates would be like, I'm going to have a smoke. I'm like,
you're not coming back in.
You're gone, bro.
Yeah.
And then you just be getting text messages like, dude, it's fucked out. I'm like, I told you, bro.
Yeah. I remember lineup starting at 8. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's like unheard of these days.
I feel old now because I haven't done that in a long time.
I feel old in general.
How old are you? Can you? No, all right. Well, I'm just trying to gauge where we're all at.
That is like the worst thing to ask a woman. It's their age and if they're pregnant. Okay.
No, okay. Well.
And I'm not pregnant.
Okay, we'll move on.
I'm just
trying to gauge whether because
we can ask him to leave.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, get him out of here, guys.
No, because I mean, I'm 29, so 13 years ago for me, which is 2010, would have been 16, 17.
Yeah.
I had my brother's fake ID. I was coming to these events. You were paying most of them.
Let's just say I'm 1 year older than you.
That's not that. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm 1 year older than that.
See?
Actually, you know what you guys can do? You can bleep out.
That'll make it sound worse than it is.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, right?
No.
We're still young.
Yes.
Just a digit.
It's how you feel.
How old's
lesson
David
learned?
Guetta? 67
Prehistoric.
Yeah.
I think we looked it up, 55.
He's ripped.
Yeah.
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 He's living
you know what? The older you get, the more sober you get. Yeah, I was on tour with Steve Aoki. He hasn't drunk in ages.
Yeah,
and like when he was doing the whole champagne thing, champagne showers, all that kind of crap. A lot of the time it was fake.
Yeah, I've heard this.
Yeah.
Did he make you
fake
do...
bubblies.
So I've heard that when he tours with artists, he makes everybody train in the morning. Did he make you train?
He did actually. We did CrossFit.
Yeah,
CrossFit thing. It was good though. I loved
Apparently,
it.
if you don't rock up to his training session, he's like, right, you're off the tour.
I don't think he's that.
Good.
No, he's not. He's not that cutthroat.
Wow.
But it's it is good to go, and it was good. It was like
would fail.
So cold. I can't remember where we were, but somewhere in America, and super cold. And yeah, we just did CrossFit in the morning. It was awesome though.
How good.
But his team heavily implies you should do this.
Right.
And I was up for it anyway. I was like, well,
team player.
Why not? Because I used to do CrossFit and then I gave that up. But I was like, I sort of know what I'm in for here. No, but it was good. It was fun. Good to do.
How long did you tour with old mate Aoki for?
It was right until the pandemic hit. So we were in Chicago, and it was literally like umming and ahhing because everyone was cancelling. The whole world was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And I was stressed because I'm like, I need to know because I don't want to be trapped here.
Yeah.
I need to get back home to Australia.
Yep.
And yeah, it was pretty much we drove to Chicago because we were on a bus. And we got there and they were pretty much like, yeah, we're going to have to cancel. Everyone, we just can't do this. It's too dangerous. Yep. And then as soon as I heard, I was like, Qantas, trying to buy a flight. And of course, everyone was buying a flight at that time.
Yeah.
And they overbooked. So I was supposed to go from Chicago to San Fran back to Australia. Yep. And I bought the ticket. So they took my money. They never issued me a ticket. So I'm like, I'm just going to go to San Francisco and hopefully by the time I arrive, my ticket will be here. I got in-flight Wi-Fi. I was talking to my team. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? My assistant or part of the team was just like, I'm on the phone to Qantas, haven't been able to get through. It's like 3 hours on the phone, and I'm stressing.
Yeah,
and landed in San Fran, went to the Qantas desk. No one was there, fully shut down, 10 p.m. at night. And I'm like, so lucky they had a hotel attached to the airport. So I just went, it was sort of good. I was like, okay, I'll try again tomorrow and booked with Emirates and it was fine. And then came back through Emirates. But it was just like stress, obviously, pandemic, don't know what's going on. Yeah, that was the most hectic, one of the most hectic times of my life.
I can sympathise. I was on the last flight home.
Yeah?
So,
really?
Yeah, so I was in Japan and I think, this is where the career took a bit of a turn.
Yeah.
We heavily went for Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Not realising the pandemic was a thing. So I'd like, all right, we've done States, let's just go to China, let's go to Taiwan, Japan, whatever. And I remember I was in Adelaide and had an opportunity to play this show in Japan. And there was actually someone else at the studio who was going to a festival, it was in the snow. And he's like, I'm not going, I'm not risking it.
Hakaba? Snow machine?
Yeah.
I played there.
No way.
Yeah.
So he was like, he cancelled. I'm like,
it was amazing.
I'm going. I reckon we'll be all right. And I as soon as I landed, the host was like, you cannot leave the hotel room. You can only play at the show. And then you go back to the hotel. And then we were just umming whether or not the flight home was going to happen. And it did.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, patient zero.
Wow.
Nah, I don't know. I always get sick on planes, but I probably had it.
Yeah.
Probably. Have you had it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've had it a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I've got the jabs and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's a bit hectic. It's just, well, for me, it's a lot of sneezing and just feeling like shit.
Yeah.
But I'm lucky I haven't really been hit with it hard.
So post-pandemic, how, obviously things are starting to really open up again?
Oh, well, barely.
Yeah.
I mean, Australia is still struggling. Australia really got hit hard.
Yeah.
And we are so far away from everything else.
Yeah.
And, we have institutions like, Chinese laundry, especially for the scene that I'm in, which is bass music and stuff like that, that got shut down, that, couldn't afford to keep going.
Yeah.
And also lockout laws, I mean, they had already been affecting Sydney a lot.
Yeah, massively.
But with the pandemic and it's just completely obliterated the scene, I feel. Yep. And like I'm saying, especially, the bass scene, that really is non-existent at this point. It's actually so sad. And I don't really know where to go with it because I feel like we've lost 2 to 3 years pretty much of, education and, being in front of the masses and trying to, show people what we do and the type of music we play. But when there's no those little pockets and those clubs, we can't do that. Yeah. I'm not going to put on a show now. I used to be so confident with tours. I can't. I just can't risk that anymore because I've lost 3 years of demographic because the guys now, as you said, we're getting older. They're probably not really going out as often as they would.
Yeah.
And also, with the cost of living, tickets and shows are the first to go.
Well,
and,
we've even noticed that here at the studio.
Yeah.
Just in the last month or two.
Yeah.
Massive drop off because it's not a necessity to record in the studio. It's like a privilege and
Absolutely. And we're, excuse me. We're still, we're still coming off of that and it's only getting worse.
Yeah.
And so we're fighting a losing battle, it feels.
Yeah, totally.
So, I just don't know. I'm getting on some Australian festivals, but even then, I mean, and also the scene's changed. People's, what they want to listen to has changed. Like I said, it's very house heavy. It's very tech house heavy. Very even drum and bass, that's probably about where it stops.
Yep.
It doesn't really go any further than drum and bass at this point.
Yep.
And I don't want to be one of those artists that I do jump around in my production, but I don't want to be fully going,
totally.
Because then you're chasing the sound.
That's one thing we talk about is staying true.
Yeah.
And Yeah, but you've got the opportunity now to go overseas and pursue it where places like America, like that's not going to stop anytime soon.
No,
right?
and also the trap resurgence is coming back.
Yeah?
Yeah, especially in America. Yeah, it's people like ISOXO, Noctu and stuff like that who are just spearheading that genre at the moment. So it's definitely coming back and I'm excited for it and that's why I need to get over there. Like, you know, I've just been talking about it for so long now. I'm like, I should probably move there, stuff like that.
I was going to ask, are you going to?
Yeah, I'm at this point, I'm like, is probably looking at next year. Like I'm going there soon to just suss it out and talk with my manager and stuff because he's based in LA.
Nice.
But yeah, it's definitely on the cards just because unfortunately Australia has not regained where it used to be or...
It's so far away from everything as well. Like to bring people here, it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then when you're not guaranteed that the punters are going to rock up to the shows, I don't blame the promoters for not really wanting to take the risks anymore.
Of course.
And like you used to look at the festival lineups we used to get. Man, they were stacked. I mean, Listen Out this year looks great. I'll say that.
I was literally about to say it. I'm like, that's the first lineup I've seen recently where I'm like, damn, okay.
Dude,
they're bringing some like
I saw
people.
it and I was like, holy shit.
And then still in the comments, people were like, oh shit, lineup. I was like, are we on the same planet? I'm
was
like, this
really
is
solid.
amazing. It's got a lot of everything. I mean, Listen Out's always been good like that. It dabbles a bit of everything. But I mean, there are some that it's just like the same Aussie bands, the same, and it's just like, it's the same festival, just different title.
Yeah.
You know?
No, they got all the the good hip hop. And then they got Skrill. They got Fortet. I reckon Fred's probably going to rock up as well.
You just know it's just going to happen.
Well,
they do shit like that and I love it.
I saw a video, right? And this guy was going through Fred Again's touring schedule and there's just a massive block where the Listen Out tour is.
Okay.
So everyone's like, well, you can just wait for that second tier lineup to come. And
Yeah.
Buy some tickets.
I wish I could go. I'm going to Japan like the week after and I'm like, I just can't
Cancel.
Yeah.
spend that money over. I don't think Donald would like that very much. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably try and go to the Adelaide show. I think that'll be the plan.
Yeah. Oh, they don't have Listen Out in Adelaide. It's
Listen In.
But we know that Skrillex will probably be playing that one.
Did you see the?
Have they released it?
They didn't promote it at all. I had to go to the website and shit to find it because I was like, yeah, okay, there's Listen Out. I was like, I know we're going to get our Listen In. And then I went through it. It's a bit underwhelming.
Yeah. So
Skrillex coming?
Skrillex
Yeah, he's
about,
just the big
and
pull.
not Uzi. I can't imagine. Ice Spice?
No. No, wait. Ice. Yeah,
Really?
I reckon.
I would have thought. I was guessing like Ice Spice, Skrillex, definitely.
Yeah, no Metro, no Kenny.
No. Fortet, probably. Maybe.
Yeah, you're testing my memory here.
And then the other sort of lower.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to go back to one stage because the amount of artists on the bill was a lot smaller than last year.
Yeah.
I was lucky I played last year or DJ'd for Sacred. So I saw the festival. I was like, damn, I didn't even realize it was as big as it was because they had two stages in that.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was good. But then, like I said, pandemic, you know, people's spending been different.
Yeah.
And plus, like, you think about it, festival day for a normal punter, you know, it's hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
First of all, for the tickets, for the alcohol, and the other stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, then I was looking at the ticket prices for interstate. It's like $200 now. So, yeah. And like, you know, they say like, oh, GA release number one. It's like fucking, well, they put like 12 tickets out for that. Like, I don't know anyone who's ever been like, yeah, I got the GA
sold
ones.
out.
Yeah, they're live now. And now they're sold out. Like, you never get a chance at that. So it's like they start from over 200. Which is a big change for us because I remember we used to get festival tickets for like $90, 120. Like, make up your mind. What's going on?
Like 130, 140 is where it's sort of capped. Now it
starts from there.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that the flight over, the hotel, your drinks. Like, I was like, I just can't do it. It's like at least $1,000.
Oh, at least, yeah.
So I can see where the industry here is hard. I mean, Luke travels a lot and he says that as well. It's just, we're so far away from everything. Yeah. Bringing people here is different now.
Yeah. And we were just saying how many amazing, huge artists used to come here frequently. And even my manager, he's like, you know, it's such a shame because Australia was such a sick base, like, you know, hub, like different, but like it really had a good scene going. Yeah. And then,
so what happened? Because I felt like it was changing even before the pandemic. I felt like the loss of like Future Music, Stereosonic, all that We used to have
Yeah.
a lot of international acts coming regularly.
Can I speak quickly for our city? I feel like it got oversaturated a
Yeah,
little.
it
We
did.
had people doing bass nights every weekend.
Yeah.
Is that right?
And then it lost its special like touch because
didn't
I was
know
like,
that.
you could go here, here, and here. They're thrashing it.
Yeah.
So rather than Trapped once a month being like everyone anticipating the next show, it just blew up. Everyone was DJing
Everyone
it.
was
Everyone
doing
was
it.
playing it. So that's kind of what happened here. I don't know. From there, I think just taste has changed a bit and the youth is listening to stuff that's a bit different. It still exists, but I don't know if it's at the front. And it sucks. Like for me, you know, you're at that stage where you can go and you can travel and you can play shows interstate and overseas, where I'm still in the beginning phases where like I'm not really getting a lot of opportunity to play shows. And it sucks because it's not, it feels like there's not even any opportunity here.
No.
Luke's just smiling off camera.
Bring Trapped back.
I know if the camera can.
I know. Well, I've even been thinking about it with stuff like that because I'm like, the niche is so, like, there is such a place for it now because there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on.
There is.
But also, much like you said about the promoters, the risk is there. I don't want to put on a show that no one fucking rocks up to
All right,
because
let's put
that's
it to
definitely
the,
happened
let's
to
put it to
me.
the audience.
You know?
How
Yeah.
do we, you know, whatever camera you're looking at.
You.
Tell us if you
It's
want
like
us
hot
to do
ones.
it. Okay, I mean, we have so many talented artists, international artists in Adelaide alone. I've been really careful up until this point not to shit my own nest, but I've found it, and Luke's looking at me like, what are you about to say?
He's scrubbing out like,
Don't you dare.
don't say it.
Okay, he said no. All right, I'll be really, 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 really careful. I've found, the risk has been outweighed in Adelaide in the last couple of years. I've noticed, you know, we've got the Hindley Street. Were you tapping me like?
No, I just went to grab my mic and touch your hand. Continue. Hindley Street.
I thought he was going to be like,
Let's
no,
all hold
stop.
hands.
Nick, don't say it. Stop. I've just noticed that we're not taking risks, and I guess it's hard. It's almost like the venues that I would love to play at. That it's just like we got to sell drinks. We can pay someone this much super talent, or we can pay this much and still sell the same amount of drinks. So why? Yeah, it's just like the culture's shifted, and it's lacking something. And you know, who am I to say this? I haven't played a part in it at all. I got my first gig in Adelaide, 2014, maybe 2013. And then not much since. I just pissed off overseas. So, yeah. But I would love an opportunity to try and create the culture again. And
for
be a
sure.
part of something just for the goodness of doing it for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to do like that. I want to do like boiler room stuff where it's just like we're in this random ass tunnel, like cameras and everyone's just going nuts.
Can we?
You know what I mean? Yes.
why
Like,
don't-
can we get,
why don't we?
I did see this like underground catacombs one. They call it the catacombs. I don't think it's catacombs, but in Adelaide, where it was like an illegal rave. And I was just like,
Cool.
I mean,
I think I've seen it too.
I mean,
right. And I was just like, I want to do stuff like that where it's just like a
How can we?
bit like super underground,
I think
but heaps of people come.
you've got potential too, because I think you appeal to a lot of people as well.
Do
Is it? Yeah. There's enough that like if I threw it, everyone would be like, nah, dude. But if you threw it, it's different.
Come on now.
But if we all threw it,
But if we all combined energies,
Captain Planet.
Captain Planet.
This guy posted about a cassette. He was going to make a limited run of cassette, and people are going wild for
Oh,
it. So
sick.
you didn't bring it in the room. Luke, could you please jump out and grab the
Get the
cassettes? Thank
cassettes.
you.
it's a joke. But
No.
Do you know what? Do
serious.
people know about cassettes these days?
Well, that's been my
Oh,
issue
man.
about it. I'm like, do I
Yeah.
actually
Do
put
you-
my music on
let
it?
me-
Is anyone going to listen to it? But
I
my
reckon it's like
integrity
okay.
says I have to put
do
the
it.
music on.
I
It's
think
just
that-
for fun. It's great. Yeah.
There you go.
It's true. Yeah, I love doing random shit like that.
You have to, because you got to keep it interesting. Like Spotify is boring to go to and listen to. And in the call to action on like Instagram, like listen to my music, people are like, well, not right now. I'm at work. But if you're like, I have a cassette.
Do you know what? If Diplo was to come here and you gave him a cassette,
Yeah.
he would fuck with that so bad.
We're getting a cassette
All right.
recorder.
Yeah.
I'll put one with Diplo's name on it.
He'd be like, what the hell?
Show the camera. Show the camera, mate. Come on. Look at
I
this.
love that. I want to steal that idea. No, I'm kidding.
Have a look.
Oh my gosh.
And when you
this
open
is
it
so
up,
sick.
it has the best gospel church music. We're working on the actual cassette part,
That is so sick.
right?
Yes.
I mean, even like I should start making mixtapes and just put them
Now
on
we need a
cassette.
boombox.
Yeah,
Go around the streets like this.
right? I mean, scooters are
That
cool,
is so
but scooter with a boombox playing
cool.
Chief Street Hibachi.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh, congratulations. It's release day for you today.
Thanks, man.
really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Start promoting it as soon as we finish.
Well,
Yes.
I reckon.
So this episode is going to go live
tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a late
You're
night.
quick turnaround.
Oh, it's a late
Love
night
that.
for Nico again tonight.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so that's why we want to talk about all your upcoming shows so people know exactly what's going on. So you're here for a month and then it's game on.
Yes, and I'm doing like a little cheeky set in Mount Gambier.
In Gambia.
Gambier.
Sweet.
Yeah, like little cheeky set up there. And then...
What's going on in Gambia?
Well, I don't know. Trap's
Alrighty.
going there.
Hell yeah.
Let's all move to Mount Gambia.
So wait,
Let's go
stop
to-
focusing on Adelaide.
Big Blue Lake, is that what it's called?
Is it?
I don't know.
Cool, man. That'll be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Luke's
It's
nodding.
like a crater.
Well, the lake.
Yeah.
Actual.
Yeah.
Man.
I feel like you played at a few cool places. The Japan one sounds awesome.
I know. Honestly, I
'Cause you
love
snowboard,
playing
right?
in Japan. Well, I tried. That was my first time snowboarding and I stacked it so many times. I'm like, no wonder why people kill themselves doing this.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually quite hard.
Is it? I've never done it.
Yeah. Because I was just like, I'm here for the first time. I'd never been in snow. Japan. I'm like, I got to go snow. Like, I played enough
It'd be rude
snowboarding
not
video
to.
games.
Yep. Oh, like 1080?
The 1080.
Yeah, that was the best.
Oh, so good. The soundtrack to that was dope. Yeah, and I was like, well, I'm gonna 1080 this, and then I was just like, far out. This is so dangerous.
See Godlands just trying to do a backflip, just straight off. Woo!
Accidentally breaks the neck. I've done that. I love Japan. I really want to head back there.
You're going shortly.
Yeah,
So
in
good.
the end of October.
Have you hit up
The
anybody to try and play
shows?
shows?
No, I'm going
You
for
should.
a like holiday.
Come on, just
Do you need like
Go
a
to
visa and
Circus.
stuff to
Circus
play?
is amazing. No, I went there. They don't know who I was. They don't care. They go hard over there.
The tax
Oh my
office is
gosh.
listening here being
Yeah,
like, oh my God.
we'll cut this out.
Oh.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Hey, you made it back. You're fine.
I'll just bring a USB.
Do it. Always.
Go on.
Are
Take
you-
your cassettes. Go on.
Hand them out on the
They
street.
would definitely have a cassette player for you, mate.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to do a whole set with cassettes. So hold on,
How
let me.
many cassettes can you fit on? Sorry, how many cassettes? How many songs can you fit on a cassette?
Quite a few. I think it's like 90 minutes on a cassette. Yep. And you get two sides.
Just make sure you take it.
I've done a lot of research.
You got to take
lately.
a pencil so you can rewind it
Yeah.
back. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they got the function on the
I wouldn't know.
decks.
Nice.
They're called decks too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tape
Cassette
decks.
decks.
Tape decks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's blowing my mind. What I wanted to ask you, how did this all start? Because I knew you with a different name.
Yeah, Tink.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This is going back.
Day one.
Day one. Was that your first alias, or did you have other?
Yeah, because my real name's Annabelle. And in high school, there was an Isabel. So my nickname couldn't be Belle because there'd be two Bells and it'd be too confusing. So they decided to go with Tinkerbells because it sort of sounded the same.
Yep.
And so coming out of high school, like I started DJing in high school and I was just DJ Tink, whatever. And then it got to a point where I was just like, I just don't want it to be my nickname from high school.
Sure.
Like I want to separate that and become an artist.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I came up with, first of all, I wanted Badlands because I thought that was such a cool name.
That is cool.
But then so much shit is tied to Badlands, like the actual place
Yep.
in America. And I was like, this is going to be hell trying to get a social tag, like, so, and trying to get at the top of Google.
Yep.
Because those are things that you have to consider these days.
we brought it up before. Like your artist name doesn't have to be anything like great, but you have to be able to Google it and it has to be you.
And
nothing else.
also what helps is not having like a vowel to take out. Like, so I had TXNK.
Oh yeah, well that was a big thing at the time was replacing your vowels.
Replacing the vowels. But then people were like, what is it, Tank? People can still call me Tank. I was like, yeah, Tank. So I was like, yeah, so that's just so annoying. So I had to make it readable.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so Badlands, that I wanted something lands. And I just scrolled through all these words and then Tanklands, Tinklands. And then, God just came out and I was like, that's kind of cool. It's different.
Yeah.
And I wanted something that wasn't super feminine, not super, like quite in the middle, like androgynous.
Nice.
And that was it. And I was just like, that's cool. And my manager was like, well, fuck. And I was just like, I reckon this is it.
Sweet.
So that's Godlands. And
I love
then,
Yeah, cool.
So did you just shelve all the Tink stuff and then move on?
Oh yeah. I'm archiving all that stuff.
Yeah.
Even now, I'm like some of my older stuff. I'm like, oh God.
I tried to find it, but I couldn't last night. I was searching SoundCloud and scrolling.
Oh my God,
but I couldn't get much.
I just changed that to Godlands.
Yeah.
So all that stuff's gone.
Yeah.
But I remember my first song I did with Tink was, I think, Booyaka, and I put it on Triple J Unearthed. And then that got a bit of hype, and I was like getting a bit of hype through Triple J. And then I changed my name, and then, Triple J has actually been really great.
Yep.
Triple J is a really good platform for up-and-coming artists to get their stuff at least out there to the masses.
Yeah,
and it gives it a chance to get on radio. You know, that's like the easiest way to go, I think.
For people listening in that are starting out, you'd advise them to...
1,000%. Because they're listening every day. They've got people listening to songs, and if they like it enough, they're going to put it on at least Triple J Unearthed. And if they like it enough on there, they'll put it on the big guy.
Yeah, awesome.
So I said it even to my friend Wax Off, who you guys know. Yeah. He was showing me his stuff, and I was like, dude, have you not put this on Triple J? He's like, no. I was like, get it on Triple J. They're going to froth this. And lo and behold, they do. Because it's that Kaytranada sort of bounce, wavy sort of stuff. And I was like, they love this stuff. And so, now he's like got plays on there. He's like on rotation or some, you can just blow up through there. So
I love it how it's about the music too.
Totally.
We found since opening the doors here, so we've been up and running about 2 years now. And a lot of artists have come here with the mindset that they just want to become famous, right? And all the approaches they've taken have, I've advised them against it. But they're like, nah, I've got to like boost this post and sponsor this and try and get playlisting and all this sort of stuff. And it hasn't really worked for them.
Yeah.
Where if you're just, making kick-ass music and you find the right people to listen to it, generally that has a great outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. But it's a slow burn.
It is. It's a very slow burn.
Thanks to social media.
And this is, and this is the thing, and this is what I have to keep putting into my head because I have really bad imposter syndrome.
Really?
Yeah, dude. This is why this whole EP is...
Tomorrowland.
I know.
That's the point.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like why it's bad, because I'm thinking, but I'm so far away from it all. This person's come up so much more quicker than I have, and I'm still feel like I'm grinding or like I want to do shows in Australia, but they're not going to sell as well as this other person and blah, blah, blah. It's comparing yourself, which we're human. We always do. Yeah. And especially in the arts industry, it's just like, it's basically comparison personified. So, I know. And then like I talk to my therapist, they're like, yeah, but you need to look at your wins.
Yep.
As much as you want to look at your other stuff that you feel like you're not winning.
Yeah.
Look at your wins. And I still to this day forget that, Well, and then I'll be on the stage, I'm like, this is bloody awesome.
Yeah.
I think I am that guy.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
I'm that guy.
we should hang out more.
Yeah.
So that you've got your wolf pack here. At least being like, you're kicking
I know,
goals.
because it's really like, I am by myself a lot.
Yeah.
I am at my home writing music, and it's a very lonely thing to be an artist, especially like not in a band.
Yeah.
So
we were going to ask you, what does a day-to-day routine look like for Godlands?
Oh my God, it's really bad at the moment. I'm playing the new Zelda on Switch and I'm playing that till 3 a.m. in the morning. I cannot put it down.
Are you streaming it at least? Can people tune in?
No, you're not allowed to stream apparently.
Yeah, Nintendo hates it. They're silly.
They're like, tell on people.
Our property.
And it's just like, no.
This is how things spread. Like,
I know. I'm like, you're going to get people to play it if people are streaming it.
Yeah.
Even though it's Zelda, I mean.
People
they don't really need to twist your arm.
The thing with Nintendo is like they don't need the help.
They don't need it.
I'd be nice to the people. Yeah,
I think they just like, they probably don't want to have people who are not great people. They don't want to run that risk probably.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Culture control.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
Are you making heaps of music?
Till 3 and then I'm getting up at like 11. Am I making music? So yes and no. Some days I am, some days I'm not.
Yeah.
I'll have weeks off because, I've just wrapped up an EP and I'm like, my brain can't handle this. You guys know. It's just like, I'm like, how do people go every day?
I don't think they do.
Do they not?
I don't think
because
so.
I'm under the impression, again, and probably imposter syndrome, where I'm like comparing myself. I'm like, how of these people have 25 unreleased shit? I'm like, I'm lucky to have 3.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
And like good ones.
In my defense, they're not all good. I've got a backlog of 36 that I'm clearing out.
This guy.
Oh my God, you psycho.
No, but this is the thing, because I got shelved by the label for so long. I'm just like, I have this accumulating backlog of songs that, like collaborations that never went ahead or remixes that could be revamped, whatever.
Yeah.
And so Flume did a work in progress album this year.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's genius. So all these songs are just going out and I don't care they're not finished.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm just like, well,
you're just doing it.
But they're just sitting on a hard drive doing nothing. So I was thinking, why not just put them out and just be like,
whatever,
somewhat apologetic. Like, yeah, okay, could have probably spent a bit more time refining this. But even time stamping them. So this is from 2015. This is from 2017.
Yeah, cool.
This song's when I was really angry. This song's when I was really happy.
Yeah.
And just putting them out. But to have 25 really, really good songs stashed with like massive collaborations,
next to impossible. Surely.
Something's going wrong.
Unless you're ghostwriting. Then you've got like a million ghostwriters, right? And then they're making it perfect.
Yeah. I might have a good few weeks and then it dries out after a while. And then, so it's like
really
very wavy up and down.
I know. And then like you get in your head and you think, why aren't I like as good as the others? Rah, rah, rah. And that's just on repeat. It's the same cycle. So
just come have a coffee here at the studio.
Yeah. I think that's it. And I think I need to put myself out there a bit more and like, hang out with you guys and, other artists and stuff like that and get other perspectives, because you do really run your head dry and your ears dry.
Have you got an internal monologue that just...
Oh my God.
There was some weird statistic on TikTok the other day that apparently like 50% of the population don't have that. That's surely not right. That's surely not right. That they don't have the internal talk.
Not 50.
Oh my God.
Not 50.
Not 50.
I'm always in my head. I'm bashing myself in my head. It's terrible. It's terrible.
I got asked a question recently and they're like, are you a kind person? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'll go
to
my
other
way.
people, not to myself.
Not to myself, eh?
Yeah.
I'm in the shower. I'm in like,
you suck.
You suck. I actually had to unfollow a few accounts on Instagram recently of people I really admire, but I was finding that internal monologue was going, well, look where they went. What are you doing today?
Yeah.
Whilst I feed the cat. It's like.
Yeah. I know.
The Colonel.
I know. It's trying to clock off from social media and comparing yourself. It's just, it feels impossible because we're in such a industry that you can't help but it's, and as much as we want to lift each other up, and I feel like we do, it's just impossible not to have those that little devil on your shoulder saying, "Wait."
I wonder if that's a thing that's almost heightened in Adelaide just because we are a little bit insular. We were talking before, like Australia's so far from anywhere. Like Luke's just got back from IMS in Ibiza and you just hung out with a bunch of awesome people that they live and breathe this stuff all the time. And they probably don't roadblock themselves internally as much as we would because, one of the biggest problems we've had, so Luke and I, we had Global League. You're the director now. It's all on you, buddy. But back in the day when I was helping out, we would do trips to hang out with the guys at Spotify in Sydney. Mm-hmm. You can't just walk down the road here in Adelaide and hang out with Spotify. You had to go to Sydney or you had to go to the States. So we did a lot of networking in America, but that was such a big deal for us. And when meetings got moved and cancelled, we were like, our flight back to Australia, this means we've missed the boat. Doesn't matter for people that are in places that are buzzing. It's just like you can
it's
make
like,
up that meeting.
Reschedule for next week.
No worries. Cool.
Yeah,
we'll make
easy.
it happen. And like,
I know. And that's probably mainly the reason why is because we are so far away.
Yeah.
Things aren't actually happening here.
Yep.
And so it's so easy to compare. Like I'm comparing the people to myself from people from America who's within the scene, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Because I'm sitting here by myself, nothing's going on. Mm-hmm. And while I do have gigs lined up, it's still the 4 months I'm still waiting in my own house, tapping my...
Yeah.
Playing Zelda
till 3 a.m.
So what we're trying to do here in this space is try and get a little bit more of that community culture that you'd experience, like especially like the Dutch guys. I just love the camaraderie where they're just like, yeah, cool, I listened to your track and you have 3 followers, but it's amazing. Why don't you come hang out with Martin Garrix for the day type thing? Like, because they just, they get around each other.
Yeah.
Where in Adelaide, it's like, cool, I listened to your track and they're like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I know.
Well, we were talking before as well about being like introverted is a thing and inviting people to your house is not like the best middle ground to be like, yeah, come upstairs and hang out.
Mum's making lasagna.
Oh, don't mind my dog.
Yeah.
He sometimes pees on your pants.
You can have this chair that's from the kitchen.
Yeah.
You can just sit behind my shoulder.
Oh, we've all done
that.
I know, but like I think that's sometimes a barrier between collaboration and meeting other people. Is like you're a bit insecure about your space.
And again, too, if we had that regular event that we could all hang out.
Yeah,
as well.
I think it is. I think it's because we don't have that regular event and we're not seeing each other. It's just like, do I?
That's a massive motivator.
Yeah.
When you're like, I've got to finish this song because I really want to play it at the club or the festival coming up.
I'm always thinking to myself, fuck, if I only had better like speakers. Am I listening to this right? I need a second opinion, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it's easier to be in a room with someone and they say, hey, put the kick up a bit more, put the snare up a bit more, you know?
For sure.
That's what I need. So I will be hanging around a little bit more.
Oh, good.
I found that space to be really good for like finishing stuff up.
Yeah.
So I'm not super creative in a moment if there's lots of people watching and stuff. Like you might want to be weird by yourself.
Yeah.
But then when you've got the foundation, you can be, all right, now I'm going to bring it in. I'll work on it, get it sounding tight, see what Nick thinks.
Yeah.
Bring someone else in.
Luke's been amazing with that too. Luke comes in with this like super objective mindset where it's like there's something not right. And I sometimes like get deaf to things and I'll be like, I didn't realize that hi-hat was so hard.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, yeah, it was hurting my ears. I'm like, yeah, cool, fixed. Yeah, it's really handy to have.
Because your ears, when you're doing it for 8 hours non-stop every day, even more, you do just get used to it. Your ears get numb to it.
Yep.
And then you come back, 2 days later and you're like, what the fuck?
I hate listening to mixes the morning after.
Yeah.
You said
Especially when you listen to it till like 3 a.m. in the morning and you come back and you're like,
it's nervous. I'm like, I'm either going to love this or I'm going to hate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're like, oh my God, this is so sick. And you come out and say, this is actual trash.
And you've sent it on SoundCloud privately to all these people and you're unsending the message. You're like, no, version 14.9 is coming out tomorrow.
Yeah. Master version 3.
Final, master.
I'm a V guy, V6, V7.
Yeah, I've started doing that now. I saw Tisoki doing it and he's like, he fully like labels his stuff really well.
Yeah.
And it's like something _ something V1, V2 _ like
I'm
that's
trying.
good.
I've started putting the date in, which I know you don't need to because it has that in the metadata, right? Like it says date created. I don't trust it. So I'm like, 24th of May.
Yeah,
and also sometimes if I'm an idiot, which most of the time I am, I'm like January, February, March, April.
Yeah.
That's the recent one.
I accidentally got excited last night. I had a version 14 and saved it in the version 13 file, like rewrote. And I was like, I can't go back.
So you're doing late save live set as well. Yeah. You don't just,
No. And then collect.
Us Ableton kids.
Yes.
We can talk about it.
Collect all and save before you send a collaboration.
Yes. Freeze your MIDI.
Thank you.
Save the
So many
CPU.
people don't do okay. What version of Ableton are you on?
I'm on 11.
Oh, lucky you.
Sorry, they gave it to me.
We're trying. If they come to this studio, I'm like, we need 2 sweet licenses. Thank you.
Guys, Ableton reached out to me the other day about something to do with push. So maybe I can.
Same.
Oh,
that's
you got the same thing.
Same thing.
Not me, but
we can't give away too much, but maybe here.
Oh, cool. I'll come.
Can I come?
If I'm here.
Yeah, I know. Like Tomorrowland or. What, is there a new version yet? 12?
No, it's push 3 that they're pushing.
Yes. Right.
Well, I was looking at launch pads the other day.
You got it.
No, I did. It was intentional.
That's his laughing face. Like Cheap Street.
He's so stoic, isn't he?
Fuck off.
Thank you. We were having this conversation in the kitchen before. We're like, he was calm down. He's angry and happy are the same
thing.
Or they're opposite.
He smiles when he's happy.
For those that can't hear.
Okay, so he's a psycho.
So I don't know if you can hear Luke off camera, but when he's angry, smiles, and when he's happy, it's just this like half open eyes. Like
Well, you guys are going to make me smile a lot unless you change the subject.
Abort.
Yeah. No, I was looking at launch pads the other day.
You really?
Yeah, dude, people are just getting rid of them because I think everyone buys one and they're like, oh, cool,
I
now
actually have
what?
no idea what I'm looking at.
It's just like cool lights.
Like Wax Office is like, this, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, how is like
he's the
Wasabi?
king.
What's his name?
This guy, M4 Sonic. He's the dude.
Sonic. What the fuck? How do you know what you're pressing? I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't know.
Don't really?
And there was this is a true story. A university in South Africa wanted to see what my brain was doing because they wanted to understand how the memory sequencing was working. And I don't think it ever happened because I haven't heard from them since I was like, yeah, I'm keen. But yeah, I have this problem in the kitchen, right, at home. When I unpack the dishwasher, I have to open every drawer to remember where to put things back. And I think it comes down to I was not the first to put them away. Like,
Do you have ADHD?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Squirrel? No.
Yeah.
And so like every time I go to put the plates away, I'm like, damn it, it's not that cupboard. Like every time.
Well, you don't know where your dishes go in your kitchen.
Yeah.
Unless you open the door.
Bro.
Correct.
That's crazy.
I know. And it's like it's a serious problem because like I go to put something away and Rachel's like, no, not that one, that one. I'm like, oh, thank you.
I think you should get your brain checked out.
However, on a sequencer, on a launch pad, as soon as I've placed the sound there, it's like the connection.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's there.
It's there.
It's there, which is really, really, really weird.
Wow.
But yeah, same with Sean Wasabi. I think I think he's actually he's a level up from me.
He's actually psychotic.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
yeah.
And I'm like, how? What?
Yep.
How? I just want to know the mapping, like what sounds are where and how long. Is it just single one shots? Is it like phrases? What is it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know Sean's projects. So I haven't seen them. There's 3 different things that go on. The ones that I do, it's very, very obvious because one sound, one shot, like that's it. So you can definitely tell what I'm doing. Then you've got light shows, which is just the bane of Launchpad existence. I just think they're trashy. And that's where
they're all fun colours.
Yeah, and sometimes they like do a little click and a clap and like, what are you doing? Anyway, kids love it. Love it. They're still going super viral on TikTok and YouTube. But it's just, I don't know, it's a light show. It's entertaining, but there's not, anyway, I'll rant about that another time. And then there's stuff like what Sean does, which I think is a bunch of sequences and patterns and loops and whatever and one shots. And he's
just everything going on.
Yeah, full on. And he's
been doing it for so long.
And he goes in the kitchen, he can't remember where to put plates back either.
Yeah,
so it's
I'm sure. But I'm the same. I'm much the same. Like I forget, I'll walk into a room and forget what I'm doing.
Oh, that's my life.
I can DJ inebriated.
Yep.
Like next level and still absolutely know what I'm doing and play a really good set. But I'll
all the
do
connections
normal.
are there.
Yeah, all the connections are there. And it's like, and I can listen to 2 things at once, but like you get me to do some like mundane thing.
Yep.
And I will just be like, like I don't know.
You're our people.
Yeah.
Yep, love it.
Maybe it's producers and DJs.
Yeah.
We love the same thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
What was that like?
Patterns.
Yeah, I've got a 2-year-old and he's got all these like shapes that go in like the right shape holes and stuff. I love it.
Yeah, nice.
Keeps me entertained for hours.
Yeah, I need to invest in fidget stuff.
Oh, did you ever get in the fidget spinner stuff?
I didn't get a spinner, but I want like there's this one that I've seen on TikTok and it's like an ice cube and it looks really tough. And I just feel like that would be great because instead of hitting the vape, I need to hit the fidget.
Okay.
You
I'll
know?
put this on the list of things to get you before you go on tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you gone on the plane?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long flight. Really, really
and
long
it's
flight.
actually like 2. I think it's like 34 hours together.
Yeah, Luke's just come back. What was that, 34? Oh.
Yeah.
So this is the thing
so
that people don't get.
I'm not making my money back. In fact, I'm not making even half my money back.
Are you going by yourself or?
Yeah. But I'm meeting my friend over there.
Cool.
So it's good to have. Last year I went with my mum and my girlfriend.
How good.
That was so fun. Mum's just like, what the fuck?
Where are we? What are we doing?
I was like, whoa. She loves Fisher now. Fisher was like main stage.
Yeah.
She's like, Fisher.
You get to hang out?
No. We were partying a little bit too much to hang out. But we saw main stage at Martin Garrix. Fireworks.
Holy.
Like, what the hell?
Yep.
It's actually insane.
Yep.
Yeah. That was just, I was just like, oh. I
love
don't
that
know,
you
it's like
took
no words.
I took my dad to a couple of shows in the States.
Yeah.
And he bought like some aviator sunglasses so that he kind of looked like security. And he was just like trying to be cool. And we had this show in El Paso and he really wanted to buy some cowboy boots so he could fit in.
Yes.
It's like the coolest I've seen my dad just hanging
standing there trying not to bop.
Yeah. Dad does not bop. That was good. Did you have some more questions? Because I know you came prepared more than me.
We've actually touched on quite a lot.
Oh, wicked.
Which is just through natural
I just wing
stuff.
this. I don't have questions
Love
prepared.
that.
I think I've asked all mine.
Yeah. One would be, I noticed that at the moment your visuals are becoming a bit more a part of you and your branding and that. So you talk about that a little bit.
Good one.
Yeah. So, well, as we probably know by now, you're not just a producer. You're not just making music. You're a artist. You're a graphic designer. You're a videographer. You're a editor. You're all these things. And I'm sort of put it on myself because I do all my own art and
Nice.
most of the editing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I did find these guys Far From Studios, which is an Adelaide collective, who
Is that right?
you should absolutely get in contact with because they are just geniuses. Because I've been looking for, I've seen Sydney collectives that are like videographer collectives and stuff like that. And I'm like, far out, do we have any here in Adelaide? Because like I want to get some visuals done. Anyway, I found these guys and they fully did storyboarding and everything. I showed them like what I wanted to do, how it was based on imposter syndrome and how I deal with that sort of stuff and how sometimes I, turn to alcohol and stuff like that. And so they sort of like put all this together and I was like, I just want like 3 short form videos because really short form's kind of where it's at on the internet, as you'd know. To do my 3 singles with. And yeah, they sort of like got to work and like within like the week we shot 2 full days of shooting. And yeah, they like did it all. They did the editing, everything like that. And they made it and it looks so sick.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like cinema shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, it really put me in the acting boots as well. He's like, all right, yeah, we're here, do this. And I was like, wow. So yeah, I sort of, now I'm an actor as well.
You have to be, don't you?
Yeah, you got to be.
It's kind of why we're doing this, right? You have to be seen to be heard.
Exactly. So yeah, and I wanted to elevate, and again, I was sort of comparing myself to other people and I was like, I need to sort of stand out. Because I sort of like had my Instagram, all a bunch of everything and I sort of wanted to archive everything and just have an EP roll out with only the stuff for that.
Nice.
As well as maybe like festival stuff. So they're just really good. Definitely if you're from Adelaide and you need stuff like that, Far From Studios, they're the best.
Because I noticed you went through like the colour stages. I think it was pink, yellow.
I did. So I first did green, then definitely pink. Now there's a bit of blue going on, but that's just with the colour grading. I just wanted that sort of like cool tones. But I think because I'm getting a redesign of my logo. Ooh.
At the moment, it's that bottom cross.
The cross thing. Okay, so that came about. It just like came to me. And I was just like, I don't know. I was just thinking about my logo. And then all of a sudden I remembered the anarchy.
Yeah.
Thing, it's like O and the A. And then I was like, wait. Godlands. God, lands, anarchy, God, lands. Oh my God, it makes sense. And I'm like, and across, God.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. I was like, this is amazing. Anyway, so yeah, but I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to do a cross still, but it's just going to be done in a better way.
Yeah, cool.
Like a bit cleaner or something?
Yeah, it's by this, I found this guy on Instagram and I just love his stuff. And I was just like, can you do it your style, but keep it my style as well. So I don't know. He's going to send me some stuff and it's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Unreal.
That is exciting.
But yeah, as you said, like I was obviously like visuals and stuff with art, like being an artist, you really do have to have that sort of stuff as well. Now you can't really just release things unless you're Skrillex.
Yeah.
You don't need to have, but nowadays you have to have music videos, enough to fill up your feed and keep on promoting and stuff like that. It's a lot. It's a package.
Like I find, so I had a song come out today and I really like it. So I've actually really tried this time to make sure that I'm posting about it and trying to get in front of people's faces. I've spent more time on iMovie and on my iPhone camera than I have in Ableton for a month.
Yeah.
It really sucks because I'd rather just be making music, but like it's so important that if I don't put the effort in to get it seen, then it's never going to get heard.
Exactly. And also if you put it into other people's laps, you don't know what you're going to get. Yeah. And also it's money that you probably can't really afford to. And
really
like
expensive.
I was lucky because I got an advancement for my EP and so I could pay for, their time, which I'm glad I did because it came out amazing. But also you can only get so far. It doesn't mean you're going to get 1 million plays.
Right.
So there's also that. But yeah, I just feel like sometimes I feel like I'm like slept on a bit because I am so far away.
Yeah.
That's all right. If you move over there, man, you'll be right in it.
So Monster Cat.
Monster Cat.
Where are they based?
They're in Canada.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I think they were in England or something.
Yeah,
okay.
Really?
For some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah, they're Canadian.
Congratulations, by the way. 'cause
Yeah, I mean, they're
dream label.
amazing. I had no idea. I wasn't really informed about Monster Cat. Like I'm really like gunning for like Sable Valley and stuff like that, which is like more up my alley. But then Monster Cat was just like, yeah, we love your stuff. And I was like, oh. And then my manager like showed me them. I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize. And then they're like, oh yeah, they do like game syncs and stuff like that. And I was like, yes.
Totally.
I was like, yes, game syncs, like Rocket League.
Yep.
Now I've got like songs on video games. I'm like, that's just like one of the goals that I wanted to have. Like if my song got on like GTA soundtrack.
Oh,
Don't bring up GTA around him.
Sorry.
Fiend.
Oh, are ya? Online? Yeah.
Actually, I've neglected it. I started.
I have as well.
I started talking about like the crew and stuff and playing, and then I've been moving house and cut the internet connection and put the PlayStation in storage. But I need to get back on. We've got a good crew. Yeah.
Nice.
The only problem with GTA, did you play a lot?
Yeah.
Did you find that the online version just got ridiculously stupid?
There's a lot going on. And also,
Thank you.
it's just so annoying when you're trying to do something and people keep bombing you.
Yeah.
It's
What's with the
like-
hover bike?
Oh my God, that was so annoying. And you're like 5 meters from like dropping off a shipment or something.
You just spent an hour on a heist.
An hour on a heist trying to drop it, and then someone comes in with a hover bike and shoots it.
I reckon let's have a GTA
So
session here at Stu.
Yes.
Yeah. But I totally get it. And I was wondering whether Rockstar won't do this, but it'd be so good to have like the original online version and then the kiddies version, which is like all the add-ons and all the extras. It'd just be nice to play what we signed up for originally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just gotten stupid.
Yeah.
I think there's like laser guns now. You can get a submarine that you can drive around. Like, it's not
There's
realistic.
lots.
Like
It's
any
not.
like any of it was realistic. Yeah. But yeah, the new one, and if I could get a sync to have it.
Oh my gosh, I know. And
probably
like,
quit
because I got
music after that. You can't do any
exactly.
better, can you?
Oh, no.
No.
I know, because I got one of my tracks on a Chris Lilly show. Yeah, on Lunatics.
I think I remember
on
seeing it.
Lunatics.
Unreal.
I know, on a Netflix show. And I was like, first of all, I remember back in the day, like in high school or middle school when
Summer Heights.
Summer Heights High came out. Oh my
So
God.
good.
It just took over the world.
We're not allowed to have comedy like that anymore, are we?
No, I don't think so. It was so good though. It was so funny.
I was going to start
Mr.
quoting
G,
it, and then I'm like, I
Mr.
don't want
G
this
was my
episode
favourite.
to
Mr.
get
G
shut
was my
down.
favourite.
Yeah.
But I was like, one day, like I would love for that to happen. And then all of a sudden, manager calls me. She's just like, guess what? They want your song on. I was like, get out.
Out of all the songs.
Of all the songs, so random. And like, he's a real estate agent, which is hilarious because my mum's a real estate agent. And he's got these fucking banger song as he's like DJing at a house. I was like, this is just so stupid and so hilarious.
And great content.
And like forever, unless they take it off, but it's forever. And like, I know that Justin Bieber was a fan of that because he used to always quote Summer Heights High. So I'm like, he might have heard my song.
That technically
because it was
makes
in
you
the
friends.
first episode. It's in the first episode of Lunatics. So I'm like, I'm hoping he watched at least one episode.
You're friends now.
And basically,
That's how it works.
besties.
So is the full EP out? I'm sorry, I don't.
No,
Yeah.
it's actually out June.
Mate, you got a busy few months
I
coming up.
know.
It's the end of May. It's the 24th.
Oh my God. Okay.
25th.
25th. I
Is
should
it?
know.
Oh my gosh. And I'm doing
It's released.
actually, can you send me some tracks because I'm doing a BBC mix
Yes.
that is due in 5 days. And we
do that.
all know how annoying mixes are to do.
Do you do yours on Ableton?
Yes.
Yeah, it's I
And
made a
an
few.
hour long and I'm like, oh.
Big commitment.
Not an hour.
And it doesn't take an hour. It takes about 12 hours.
I think for every track, at least half an hour a track.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
you-
trying to
do
get
the-
it
Yeah.
and trying to find the songs and trying to like.
And then I listen back and I'm like, this mix is
This
it's lagging. I need to chop this down a little bit. And I'm like, great, now I've got 15 more minutes. I've got to fill this something. Because I used to really plan my sets, right? Because I didn't use decks originally.
Yeah.
I used the Launchpad. And so in order for my sets to be banging, I needed to have not only lots of really great songs to chop and change into on the Launchpad, but I was such a control freak. So I was spending like 40 hours planning sets and having everything warped properly in
I
Ableton.
plan it that day.
Yeah.
And
You strike me as
I do
someone
now.
who
I
figures
just
that out.
keep adding stuff to the USB now. It's so much
Yeah.
easier. But back in the day, I was having like proper anxiety, anxiety in
right.
preparation. I'm like, what if this track doesn't work on the night?
I think because I I'm a good DJ. And so, and I've been DJing for like 16 years now.
Yep.
So like I know what I'm doing.
Yep.
So I don't really care if I don't.
See, I wish I had that
Plan that
confidence because I don't DJ much at all. I feel really comfortable in the studio space. But when it comes to going, I don't mind the fact of being on a stage, but the DJing part, I'm like, I just haven't got the experience enough to like really, really settle myself. So I get that anxiety before a show. I get scared my USB's not going to work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
That's been going on recently. I've seen. I think that happened at EDC with Marshmello. None of his
it was
USBs worked.
Subtronics.
Oh, Subtronics.
Oh, well, there was another.
Or maybe it was two.
Ultra. Anyway, I saw last night a Subtronics clip of him. Yeah, the decks were messed up. He couldn't play half the time. So
that is risky. There's risk.
Is that on the 3000s? That's where the issues are coming from?
I feel like it's Rekordbox because everyone uses Rekordbox and Rekordbox is one that fucks up. That's why I try not to. And they bring out updates
all the time.
As much as I breathe air.
Yes.
The amount of updates Rekordbox makes you do, every time I open it.
Especially when I'm panicking and I'm like, I need to just add a few tracks and I want to chuck them in Rekordbox. It's like, update required. I'm like,
no.
Yeah.
I just cancel out
all the time. Yeah.
If something's working, like Ableton, I don't update my OS ever.
I know, never do that. I've been this close to updating my Mac and then I've stopped because I'm like, oh my God, nothing's going to work. And you can't go back.
No, so that happened to you, that was 2 years ago now. I think it was pretty early days here. I had a laptop that lasted 10 years and then I did the next update and it just fried it.
Flatlined.
Yeah, it's just done. And I went into Apple and they're like, you need a new computer. I'm like, no, you're an Apple genius.
Cheats.
Why are you called a genius when you're doing Alt-Shift-R? I can do that from Google. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had to get a new computer.
Also, if anyone has the Mac 2018 MacBook, don't. They are the worst.
Well, the new M1s, that's what you got. No, I think I got 2019.
I got 20.
Mine's the 17-inch something.
No, I got the 20.
It's fucking expensive and it's just like an oven on my lap.
Yeah.
It's so hot. The fans are going 24/7. Like, it does well, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I've spent so much money on this fucking computer.
Yeah, I got the M1 and then the M2 came out. I was like,
I did the exact same thing. Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with it. I just got the little 13 and it works fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to do next.
The only problem was I didn't realize that all my plugins were really out of date. So I had, I think I was using Ozone 5, we're up to Ozone 10 now and I've updated, but I used to do this thing where I'd make chains in Ableton for all my presets. So if I was using like a Spire...
Oh my God, can you send me your racks?
Yeah, I'll send you my racks. Done. Yeah,
rack swap.
Yeah, love it.
Show me your rack.
Show me your rack. Yeah, mine's not as good.
All right, everyone, get your racks out.
Mine's pretty good.
None of mine work since I've updated.
Oh no!
Yeah, so when I load my rack, all my serum presets are initialized.
I'm only going to be thinking about titties.
That's cool.
My rack not good, but yeah. Well, maybe when we get Ableton 11 sweet.
Yeah, well, if they come to this place, I want some keys for my rack. You get an Ableton key, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I want one of them.
Ableton 11 doesn't come with, apparently the Ableton 8 compressor is really good.
Oh.
And also the Yoy Man.
The phaser, is it?
What the hell? That doesn't come with it
they
anymore.
renamed my favorite sub bass. Hip hop sub bass doesn't exist,
it's
but it's
now
something
like
else.
something sub.
I'll never understand why they couldn't keep the bit crusher, just call it a bit crusher. Why is it Redux? Like it gets me every time.
Yeah.
Just call it what it is.
It is.
Redux.
Yeah, right.
Redux.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, and simpler and sampler, isn't it? Is that the same thing?
Simply don't understand.
Yeah. I rename everything in Ableton. So once I like something, I just change its name. I put my name in it to remember it.
Like, as in like you tweak it a bit, then you like it, and then you save it?
Yeah, as a rap.
You save other people's samples and save it as your own?
100%.
Yeah. I put it, my
Skrillex,
folder now.
Backspace, backspace. M4, growl. It's definitely Skrillex. Yeah, but that's the only way, because I don't know what your workflow is like in Ableton, but I've gotten super lazy now. I just type everything that I need.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
No. I don't use... Dude, I'm so simple when it comes to...
Super organised? Uberjacked. If you've ever seen him in session, he has folders of all his sounds, of like what they are, where they are. It's
a dream.
Yeah. I just don't have time for that. like for some reason my computer has made multiple copies of everything. So
Oh, same. I hate that.
I have 10,000 snares that are the same snare.
Snare 10, snare 10, snare
Yeah.
10, snare 10, snare 10.
Vengeance
All the
snare.
same. Yeah,
01.
Vengeance.
Snare 01.
Vengeance snare 11. That's the goated.
Oh,
Goated.
yeah, I agree. 11's a good one.
Yeah.
I have 10,000 of them. Yeah. I could talk to you about Ableton for...
Sorry.
Oh, so you listen to another podcast. We're not good
TikTok
enough.
going off.
Pocket talk.
Well, thank you very much for being on our podcast.
Oh, pleasure. It's been great.
We're so pumped for you. And I'm sorry that this is like the first time we've met properly. I feel like because we
Yeah.
messaged on Instagram, like, I know you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so keen to get you in.
Adelaide fam. We all know each other.
Yeah, we do.
I'm sure
We just don't see each other. We're online.
I know, but we're too nervous. We're like, hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming through.
Yeah.
Of course.
We'd love to
Easy
see you
as.
again, if not before, but probably likely after.
After?
Yeah,
Yeah.
once you've toured the world, come back and tell us all
Hopefully
about
I'll come
it.
back with a tan.
Tan, and we want your best and worst stories from tour.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, we can do like a little exchange.
Yep.
We'll go load up some racks and
Yeah.
No, come back in the studio.
Steal
Be
some
very
other-
chatty.
please go steal some other people's racks from
I
Tomorrowland.
will. Yeah, I will.
Fantastic. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, please tune in next week. We're doing weekly episodes. You can find Godlands on Instagram at Godlands, Chief Street, M4 Sonic. If you have any questions, jump in the comments.
Yeah.
I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now. We're like, we're going to respond to all the comments. We really have to respond to the comments.
Come on,
You can
guys.
do that.
We can do that now. Okay. Until next week.